state of emergency has been declared after Christchurch was struck by what the city's mayor said was a sharp, vicious earthquake.
The 6.3 magnitude quake struck at 12:51 p.m, 9 minutes to 1 this afternoon. It was centred 10 kilometres southeast of the city at a depth of 5 kilometres. Police still have no idea how many remain trapped.
A massive aftershocks just hit Christchurch. We hear phone links have been cut to the city. Now, officials have told One News it's a 6.3 magnitude quake.
It toppled buildings, cracked roads, knocked out phone lines. At least 65 people were killed at that point. Thousands were already made homeless.
BC resident Carolyn Taylor was in Christchurch with her parents, Bob and Mary, when the earthquake struck on February 22, 2011. Her parents had just flown in that morning to join her. They had just sat down to lunch when they felt the earthquake.
What do you think that was? That was just like
magnitude?
Yeah.
I got water all over me. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm covered too.
We're sitting there and I hear this low rumble. And I probably heard it before my parents heard it, because having been in Christchurch for a couple weeks at that point, there were frequent aftershocks from the September earthquake that was still going on 4 or 5 months later. So my initial thought was, oh, this is great. My parents are going to get to experience an aftershock. They're getting the full Christchurch experience here. And then I looked out the window and I saw the wall of the Spanish restaurant sort of ripple and fall. And that's when I thought, well, I don't think this is an aftershock. And then all of a sudden I was jerked sideways in my chair. The rumbling got louder and louder. The things we had sort of rattled off the table. And then I remember being up in the air above the table, all of a sudden looking down, and then I fell onto the ground. We're underneath the table, and I could see outside the covered sidewalks, the awning of the sidewalk collapsed inward, and then I could hear roar of bricks falling and glass shattering, and I just sort of went into what they teach you to do in school here. I started counting. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. We got to about 8, 1,000, and the shaking had stopped.
Oh my God, look at that.
Take a picture of that.
This is where we had lunch.
Even 5 years later, Carolyn does not like talking about her experience. But she does so to help people in southwest BC understand what it is like to live through an earthquake and why individuals and governments must prepare.
In some ways, I have a permanent response to certain physical stimuli now, so whenever I hear a low rumble, I'm instantly on edge because I'm right back there in Christchurch again. There's certain things I don't like. I don't like going into old theaters. I don't like going into parkades. I don't like walking down narrow streets with a lot of buildings with brick facades or fancy wainscoting or mortar work, because those are all things that I saw that come crashing down in Christchurch. Those are all significant risks. I don't ever speak of if the earthquake now. I say when. I say, oh, I think it irritates people. I say, well, that'll come down in the earthquake. It's coming. It's a reality and we have to face it. So.